Hey everyone, what's up? It's me, lo-fi musician and producer, Sirens. Today, I want us to get started on our goals for 2025. So I'm going to share some of the ones that I've set for myself, and I may add some more or tweak or change the ones that I've already thought of in the coming weeks. Now, that's not saying that I'm not going to be committed to these. I just might be making these goals maybe a little bit unrealistically. I'm trying to be as go-getter as possible with these goals, but I may find with time constraints or just things in life in general that I'm not able to consistently meet them. And so that either means buckling down more, doing better time management, or simply just seeing how I can make the goal more achievable and more manageable. So let's dive in. The first goal I have for 2025 is starting with you, actually. If you're watching this video, you're part of my goal. My first goal for 2025 is to be able to get 3,000 watch hours on my YouTube channel. I've been exploring how I can try and diverse ways I make money from music, and YouTube is one of the ways that I haven't really tapped into. And while I can share my music on YouTube, and plenty of my music, actually almost all of my music, is available on YouTube for you to listen to either on YouTube Music or just through a YouTube video. Videos like these also can go a long way towards achieving that 3,000 hour mark, and then later on the 4,000 hour mark where you can receive monetization for your channel. Now, apart from money being a factor for YouTube, I do really enjoy doing these videos and sharing my thoughts, and hopefully you're getting something out of these too, whether it's a different perspective or learning a new technique or just having fun in general. So if you are enjoying these videos, let me know in the comments below, comment, and subscribe, and help me achieve my first goal for 2025, which is getting 3,000 hours of watched content on YouTube the year 2025. My second goal is one that I had last year, and I actually adapted this goal last year about halfway through and was pretty consistent with it, and it was tough. I learned a lot of things. There's a video I'll link down below of what I learned last year releasing music, but this goal is going to be releasing music every 2 weeks. Last year, I was doing about every 3 weeks, every 4 weeks, but I switched it up, and I believe April or May, and started releasing music every 2 weeks. And this was a big push for me at first because I didn't have a ton of time, I think, to push out more music, and so I really had to sit down and crunch and focus on songwriting during that time frame and be really decisive about it. And I also switched music distributors, and they said the best chance for my music to get to certain Spotify, Apple Music playlists is to get it to them a month in advance. So that also meant crunching down again and trying to get ahead of the curve, because before I was only trying to do 2 weeks out before I would release a song I would send to my distributor. Now I have to do it a month out. Lucky for me, or thankfully, because of the winter break of, no one really listens to lo-fi in December, everyone's listening to Christmas music, I was able to get ahead, and I have all of my releases for January already planned, and I'm working on my first release for February, which I also have pre-save links below if you'd like to pre-save my first song in January, which is coming out January 7th, called Study Space. And my second song, which is going to be called Warm Lights, comes out January 21st. So every 2 weeks, I'll be releasing music in 2025. It was a challenge last year. I have no doubt it'll be a challenge this year. And the hardest part of it is being able to make sure I'm preserving the integrity of what I want in a song, but also being timely and being able to be decisive when I'm making editing choices. Now, this next goal, I don't think it's really a healthy goal, but it's something that I always strive for because it isn't necessarily a marker for success, but it does guarantee I will have my music shared to more audiences, and that is to have my songs, any songs in the next year, placed on Spotify editorial playlists. I'm hoping I get on at least 2 Spotify editorial playlists. They can be the same song, it can be a different song, but I know once I land on that playlist, my streams go up, but also so does my audience reach. And so I hope by, being diligent with songwriting and being decisive on my choices that, 1, I'll make better music, and 2, that Spotify, Apple Music, these places will hear that and will hopefully enjoy my music and find a place for it on their editorials. So that's something that's like completely out of my hands. The only thing I can really do to make sure I'm working hard to achieving that is to just make good music. I also want to do a couple of collabs this year. Last year I did about 4 collabs, and this year I have a couple of artists I've reached out to that are interested in doing some collaborations. Because of the holiday, we haven't really dove into what those collaborations will look like, but I have some collaborators that I'm interested in working with, and I think we're going to be off to a great start with a couple of them being lined up. So, great start there. 4 is just the minimum. If I can get more than that, that'd be great, but we got to wait and see. And also, and I'll do another video on this in general, but collaborating is difficult. You got to find the right mesh of your styles and your genres and what you both want out of the songs. So it's a process. It's not something you can kind of sit down and do for 2 weeks. Maybe if you are in person and you can just hammer it out, but almost everybody I've collabed with, it's all been through Zoom. So it's a little bit longer process. Totally fine. The internet is great. That's what it's here for, to connect us with other people. So as we go into 2025, I think I'm going to have a great success with the collaborators, and a couple of them I've already collaborated with before. So get ready for some new collaborations that I think you're really going to like. Now, this is going to be a new one. I haven't even done a video really on it yet, but it's piqued my interest, and I want to review some MIDI controllers. I have one that I got recently that I'm going to be doing a review on it soon, and that'll be the first one of the year, but I want to maybe do 2 or 3 reviews for MIDI controllers throughout the year and see how that goes. Hopefully this first review for the controller that I got is, well, it goes great and can lead to more or piques interest for other people, so we'll see how that goes. But if I don't do well on that one, that's fine, because I will do better on the next one, and it'll be a learning process. And by the time I get to the 3rd or 4th one, I'll be able to say, I know what I need to put in the video, I know how to film the video, and it'll be a pretty smooth process. But 4 MIDI controllers to review for the year 2025 is the goal. Now, those are some of my music goals for 2025. I have a couple of personal goals as well. I want to try to read 1 to 2 books a month, and I do read quite a bit, but it's typically comic books, as you can see. So I will still read those, but I won't really count those like as my book goals for the month. I want to try and read just 1 or 2 like books about like learning or thought process or creativity. So if you have any recommendations, definitely drop those below and I'll check those out. I also want to be active and healthy, so I'm going to be trying to work out and go to the gym at least 3 times a week. I think 3 is the minimum, because once you do 1, it's not enough to stay consistent. 2 is just following up on what you did the day before, but if you do 3, you're like able to kind of see a pattern. You know, the more you go to the gym, the better, but I'm really going to be focusing on what I can do with music. How can I make better videos, more videos, be more creative, write better songs, connect more with you, share more music, and who knows? I think it's a good idea to review these goals every 3 or 4 months, because something could come out of the corner of my eye and be more of an opportunity than I thought it would be. And I might say, I need to set a goal for that. Or the goal I've been working on so far just isn't working out. I've invested so much time into it, and I don't think it's worth pursuing anymore. And that's fine. That is a learning opportunity where we learn something didn't work and we know how to avoid it in the future. So don't feel like a failure if you don't achieve a goal. You just now know how to go about achieving it better, or maybe learning it's just not the right thing for you to strive for. It just depends. But what are your goals for 2025? Those are mine. What are your thoughts on them? I think they're great. Share your goals for 2025 below, and let's grow together. Peace.